If that was
by
true,
pupils
if that
because of you and your teaching.
well, that's
and your
absolute
influence.
that's absolute
Get the fuck
garbage.
outta
I
here.
have never ever encouraged a student to attack a teacher, male or female, ever. I preach hard work, discipline. I'm an athlete. I preach anti-drug. I preach religion. I preach no alcohol. I preach no knife crime. Every single problem with modern society, I'm against. I'm teaching young men to be disciplined, to be diligent, to listen, to train, to work hard, to be exactly like me, with no criminal record, never even yet charged in this 14-month Matrix investigation. And I'm saying that if men grew up like me, which are hardworking and diligent and emotional control and stoic, we're gonna have a better society, not a worse society. To sit here and say that schools in England,
instead of having mass shootings, instead of having mental health crisis, instead of having increasing suicide rates in men, by the way, not women, men. You know what I mean? All this shit, blah, blah, blah. Like, bro, like, there's so much. All that shit would be just out the fucking window if we follow this direction. But since we don't want to advocate that because it's all fun, it's all games and bullshit in the world, and everybody just cares about money or cares about, enabling problems and making those problems evolve and evolve further and further into more craziness because it's all a game, it's all agendas, money, this, that, control, whatever. Since everything is construed in that sense when it comes to the media, etc., that unfortunately that's why they're going to be fucking super hard on this guy because nobody's going to want a Captain America out there, basically, right? You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants somebody that's going to be able to make such an impact to where the world can become a better place. Because if the world becomes a better place, shit, you know what I mean? Like, it's like rainbows and sunshines at that point, right? There's nothing to kind of have a fight against, right? Or an obstacle,
Essentially, Tate, what he's doing is he's trying to vanquish the I would say the epidemic of self-victimization where people are encouraged to feel sorry for themselves. He's saying, don't be sorry. He's basically saying, don't be sorry, be better. That's what Kratos said to his own son in the God of War game. But that's basically what Tate is saying. He's like, don't be sorry, be
I guess
better,
Kratos
bitch. Like,
is
stop being a bitch.
Yeah,
like, stop being a bitch. If you're depressed, do something about it. Don't just go to a psychologist and take antidepressants until you're 50 and fucking be an opium addict
or
because
follow the general system, bullshit.
He wants you to transcend that sort of victimhood mentality, which unfortunately in the Western world is very common now, especially in the United States with mainstream media trying to indoctrinate.
We're enabling the bad shit.
And he's fighting against that. He's like, fuck that, be a man, get your shit together, get in the gym, and you'll get what you want. Don't be a bitch. And that's basically his narrative. And people have a problem with that. It's because they don't like looking at themselves in the fucking mirror.
Nope.
They don't. They don't like going home and saying, "Oh, I'm actually a fat piece of shit," but I'm gonna keep pretending that I'm gonna love my curves. I'm gonna keep pretending that I'm a loser, and people like Tate to go fuck themselves.
The new trend, but even like gay people and trans people are also like fucking saying like, "What the fuck is this?" Even they think it's crazy. But now there's like this whole other new trend where where people are basically saying they're a black lesbian. They could be like white and a male, but now they're saying they're a black female lesbian. Like some crazy shit like that. Like
exactly.
And we're gonna feed into that. We're gonna enable that bullshit. We're gonna start enabling all this other crap. And it's the whole thing of like. To where like people even try to take it into a whole other extreme where there was the whole like I forgot what the word was called, pedophilia, whatever agenda that they were trying to do, and there was like dead ass interviews and like in meetings like to try to say why it should be okay of like grown ass people being with fucking children and shit. It's disgusting, but it's the same shit. But yet there were people trying to also even enable that crap. But regardless if it's not that extreme, people were enabling all this other bullshit that could eventually escalate to really bad shit.
And that's what's happening. It's an overcorrection from good intention. The intention is to be like sympathetic, empathetic, but what's happening is you're overcorrecting it to the point where I see videos of fucking grown men pretending that they're literally little girls. Like there's a guy that said, "Oh, I identify as a 4-year-old." And he's like 45 years old.
Holy shit.
In a fucking dress, and his fucking mom is like giving him the bottle. He's like, "Yeah, you go, honey." I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's disgusting.
And we know damn well, if a doctor was to analyze that situation, if we're being logically realistic right now, if a doctor was to analyze the situation, they would immediately have a diagnosis and say there's something wrong. You know what I mean?
There's fucking something wrong.
They would, but nowadays, it wouldn't surprise me where a law is put in place or something, whatever, where the doctor's not able to do that, and they also have to enable the bullshit. Otherwise, they'll lose their job or be sued or whatever. Blah blah. It's getting so crazy. And
there are psychologists. There's literally psychologists that are having their licenses revoked or challenged because they're sticking to the facts and they're not giving into, oh, this guy wants to pretend to be a little 4-year-old, so I'm going to say that that's true. Fuck no. I'm a psychologist, and I'm going to stick to my code of ethics and stick to reality. I'm not going to fucking conform to this bullshit because you want to be a little girl when you're a 45-year-old man. Get the fuck out of here.
Everybody's trying to live in a sensitive Sally world or a bullshit fucking, just a delusional, it's just pure delusion. It's illusion, you know? So
like the way I look at it is like, do whatever the fuck you want, but I'm not going to conform to what you do. Whatever the fuck you want. I want to pretend to be a female. I want to pretend to fucking be a little girl for today. Do whatever, but you're not going to fucking enact legislation that forces me to fucking conform to that delusion. That's absolutely
and that's what happened. That's what's happening. And then another thing that's really bad that's also happening that's has some equivalence is where there's a whole agenda going where men need to be like super emotional now, or they need to be like, you know, or always just blatantly, you know, do all this crazy ass shit or whatever. Into where that's also not good, because then we start getting fucking men that are fucking committing crimes, or men that are doing mass shootings, this and that or whatever, or men reacting so emotionally impulsively to like if shit's hitting the fan, let's say they get divorced or they lose or whatever, something in it, and it was like for no reason at all, or they were even done dirty, who knows, right? And now they're getting super fucking emotional and like fucking doing some crazy shit. Like the whole thing of what he's advocating, if we don't tap into those tendencies and we basically, you know, focus and channel our energies in a positive way, okay, and not enable all this crap or whatever, and go in a more logical, real reality direction, right? It's going to be way more positivity, way more productivity, and overall, it's going to eliminate all the cons and all the craziness and chaos, you name it. It's one way to contain it in some positive sense. It's not perfect, but it's better, you know?
Men are biologically hardwired to be the iron frame and to... When you have fucking social media saying, oh, you want to be a woman, go ahead. Oh, you want a girl today or a black lesbian, go ahead. Like, dude, we're going beyond empathy. This is fucking delusion. Like,
and it's another thing, like to advocate for it's not even the same. Like this is actually reasonable stuff. But for someone wanting to be gay, right? Like, you know, a girl liking a girl or a guy liking that's reasonable. You know what I mean? That's whatever, that's what's whatever. You know, so it's that's we're not even like saying that either. So don't twist that either.
Yeah,
no, you know what I mean? Or even like people going like trying to do like the whole trans process where they're doing like all these surgeries and taking all this crap or whatever, blah blah. That's even like reasonable, you know, and stuff.
Yeah, like whatever you want. Like I don't care what you do.
But if we're going here taking to these extremes and all this other bullshit, and then all this, you know, like or the man thing we just discussed, and other things even similar to that or whatever, or even believing in the beliefs that you can never be fixed or healed, or you can never be strong, or you got to be on medication for the rest of your fucking life or some bullshit. That's just not healthy. That is delusional.
Harmful. You know? Yeah, and you're
sitting on these... or if I'm fat and look like the sloth from Goonies or whatever. And I'm going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm a fucking 10, or I'm the best looking dude ever, you know, or some shit or whatever, blah, blah. Like, are we really going to do, like, that's not productive. You know what I mean? You have to face it. And instead, I need to just accept, period, that unfortunately I'm not good looking, or this and this and that. But I can still make something of my life because I can at least acknowledge the shit that I don't have or that's bad about me, but make the best of it. And that's what you should be doing. Not this whole, oh, I'm fucking Prince Charming. I look like fucking, I don't know, Scarlett Johansson or Ryan Reynolds or some shit. You know, like, it's delusional. It's fucking
what's
crazy.
Going to happen is the very ideologies are being embedded into society. What's going to happen is society's going to crumble because who allows this delusion to even take place? Who allows these, you know, these men to pretend they're black lesbians? It's the people that built the country. Who built the country? Men, real men that you know work hard, stoic. They were leaders from George Washington.
Who gets sent to war?
Who gets sent to war? Who protects your freedom to
express? Who has to stay on the ship on the Titanic? You know? Yeah,
literally. if that goes away, society will crumble. It will crumble eventually. It might not happen in the next 10, 20, the next century or 2 centuries. If there's less able-bodied, strong, headstrong men, who's gonna build the roads? Who's gonna fucking lead the country if all men are fucking feminine pussies? It's not going to work.
And the saddest part about
China will take over.
Yeah.
Russia will take over.
Guess what? Everything will go to shit.
Yeah, and guess what? China, Russia, those countries are not allowing this bullshit.
They don't tolerate that shit. Period. Especially Russia.
Obviously, I'm not. And obviously, I'm not advocating CCP or anything like that.
No,
I don't believe in fucking indoctrinating your fucking children to be robots in education.
We don't agree with any of all the crazy shit that they've done that's bad.
Communism is a failed ideology, first of all. But what I do agree with is they stick to traditionalism. They stick to, okay, the guy leads, the woman follows. You know, in those countries, women are extremely feminine. The men are the dominant ones. Russia.
It just works. It's failing. A competent process. It's just reality itself. That's just biology. What works. You know what I mean? And if we're over here trying to evolve or force people to evolve in a sense, or converge them in a sense to where they have to be not like that aware and all this other crazy bull, like that's just wrong. You know what I mean? Because we're not sitting here talking about like, oh, like even gay people should be following traditionalism or this or that. We're not saying that. What we're saying is the people that are, you know, like not gay or trans or whatever, or all this other crap, whatever, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And we're going to try to even conform those people to false narratives or this or crazy bullshit or extremes, whatever. That is blatantly crazy. It is insane.
That's harmful.
You know,
it's gonna
or
harm
people
society.
that want to be traditional. Why is that bad for them?
Why is that? You know what I mean? Like, why is that an issue? Like, why is it an issue that a guy wants a fit feminine woman? Why is that a fucking problem? He's a fucking fat shaming misogynist. Like, I don't understand that.
Exactly. That's also crazy, and that's where it starts getting even hypocritical at that point too. So, and overall, you guys are probably like, damn, these guys are spitting. They're being really, logical, whatever, blah blah. The craziest part and the sad part about this, he's literally doing that as well, but even to better degrees or similar capacity. Okay.
Yep.
But instead of them taking it like that, they're not. It's the opposite. And they're just shitting on him for it and doing all this crazy bullshit.
He's the martyr because he's so influential that he's under a microscope, not only from the Romanian justice system, but the world.
We don't have that influence. Globally. Me and Jay, we don't have that. Not even Six, not even Swag.
Yeah, this guy is like global scale. Yeah, he's on a global scale now. He's in a whole different stratosphere. Because
and that's why they do care, you know?
Yeah, and because of that, he's under a fucking microscope.
Yeah.
Anything and everything will be used against him.
He's a fucking puppet at this point. They got him on strings and shit, and he's not allowing it. He's fighting back. He's doing whatever, you know. But it's crazy.
He's not backing down, and that's why people respect him at all. And I respect that. So.
And even if he lost, like let's say he somehow lost in a way, you know what I mean, which he is even as of now, he is losing, but it's not his fault. It's because of the system and everything. Yeah. You know, like even if he lost, the fact that he's still pushing forward, being strong, whatever, blah blah. He's showing what you need to do. Like, because basically what's even more important about all of this, guys, and I hope you take something out of it, even someone like him, as wealthy and successful as he is, how much influence, etc., even someone like him can be able to go through the real shit, right? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because we normally will always go through it all the time, right?
No one's safe, yeah.
No one's safe. This is basically what it just shows. And even him, someone like him, he's showing this is what you need to do. And it's respectable, and it's important to understand because, like us, the small people, right? Yep. We're going through this shit probably either all the time, or it's like a little back and forth, or roller coaster, whatever, yada yada, or we really, really got to earn our shit and all this other crazy crap. And that's what we really need to take out of all this. You know what I mean? So like, to where if we think it's so bad for us, imagine for him. You know?
Oh man, I can only imagine. Yeah. So and he never wavers on his conviction. That's why people respect him. Like, oh, even in the midst of all this bullshit allegation, these hoes lying on his name, he stands strong still. He's not going to back down, man. And that's why he's respected by millions, regardless of, so.
It's that fucking simple, guys.
Nation, which has knife crime going through the roof, violence going through the roof, men's mental health going through the roof, and they're going to all blame me.
I just said those things with Jay.
It's disingenuous. It's disingenuous,
Use
and also
the financial success
correct.
with a Bugatti and a cigar, but it comes with a side order of misogyny.
How does having a Bugatti and a cigar come with misogyny?
What the fuck?
What the fuck is she talking about?
If a woman comes home and accuses you of cheating, you should hit her with a machete, shove her off.
Is that what I teach?
Oh my god.
That's what you say.
No, if you actually watch the clip, it will be about the woman attacking me with a machete. As usual, you've not watched the video, taken it out of context, flipped it, and attempted to attack me with a...
So I'm going to read the definition of misogynist. A person who dislikes, despises, or is strongly prejudiced against women, by the way. So apparently if I have a Bugatti and I'm smoking a cigar, I am a misogynist now.
Yeah,
That's new.
I guess all millionaires are misogynists.
Yep.
You know that. Get the fuck out of here.
What the fuck was that?
Small legs are
horrible.
Let me tell you something, Lucy. I'm sure you're a very nice person. I'm sure you're a fantastic person. But if I were to take everything you've ever said online and just take small excerpts out of context, I could make you look like a misogynist. I guarantee it. In fact, I might actually do that. And then you're going to sit here and say, oh shit, I'm a misogynist because my clips have been taken out of context. If you refuse to watch anything at length and understand it,
to be honest, he should do that. You should do that to someone or any and just to see how they would feel and be like, okay, what do you think? Because it's that fucking easy. I'm not joking, guys. You could do that with me, Jay. It doesn't matter who it is. You could clip things, edit things, whatever, and fabricate it in a sense to make it look like you're some evil fucking devil when you're not. And once again, context is important, etc., you name it. And it's just that fucking simple. And I actually really hope he does something like that because that would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it's so easy. It's
like,
so easy.
I would do that. I would be so petty, I would fucking do that if I was him. You know?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
The National Police Chiefs League for Violence Against Women, the NSPCC, Rape Crisis, Safer Schools, they are all naming you as being behind an epidemic of misogyny.
Yeah, because they gain value from that, and they benefit
from it. The idea that I made
baseless allegations.
Misogynistic because I own a nice car.
Bullshit, yeah.
Is that your argument?
It's the misogyny that comes along with it.
Oh, owning a nice car is misogynist.
No, it's the misogyny that comes along with it.
How does misogyny come along with owning a nice car?
Yeah.
Because you have an image of financial
I'm glad you're answering my questions now. We finally got the answer.
Financial success means you're a misogynist?
So, alright, financial success means you're a misogynist, having a Bugatti means you're a misogynist. Okay.
Yeah, let's all stay broke. Let's all stay broke so we don't become misogynists. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Damn, I guess if I like get rich somehow off YouTube or my personal job career, that fucking I'm a misogynist now. Damn, you know.
Wow.
Or I guess if my girl she gets rich or something, whatever. Now she's a misogynist, you know. Shit.
Literally, the fucking shit premise. My God.
You have an image of financial success, but it comes along with attitudes towards women that are really problematic.
My attitudes towards women is that women should be protected and provided for, and I've said that at length. In fact, I've said that over 50 times online, you never mention it. I say that my girlfriend doesn't have to work unless she wants to, I take care of her, I die to protect a woman. I've talked about how I've stood up and faced a knife to protect a woman.
This is a little bit off topic, and this has nothing to do with Jay either, but this is some noodle shit all over again. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, and that man, he's had some dick boy energy from day one. He's never liked me, whatever, blah, blah. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is some fucking Noodles level brain capacity shit right now. But better yet, I even think Noodles probably believes that Tate's a fucking evil person, all this other crazy shit. It wouldn't even surprise me if that man would also, fucking be along with that fucking hate train. But a little something off topic to make you guys laugh.
And in return, you want authority over her in the way you have over a child or a dog.
Absolutely not. I've said that women should be protected and provided for.
And in return, you want authority over her, because if you have responsibility for someone like a child or a dog, you say, you have authority over them.
If you want to go down this argument, we'll go down this nuanced argument. I said that if I have responsibility for her safety, I should have a degree of authority over her safety.
Yes.
Meaning, and let me explain my point. If I'm the one who has to fight and die to protect her, I'm the one who decides how we walk home. I'm the one who decides the route we take. Because it's unfair for her to say, I want to walk through the most dangerous neighborhood in the world, but you have to face the knives. That's what I've said. And they're going to sit here and pretend I'm trying to treat women like dogs, which is garbage.
Yeah, or treat them like fucking slaves, or like, because that's what everybody tries to misconstrue. That's saying that he's basically saying, like, they're straw manning, and basically it's saying like, oh, like women are supposed to be enslaved or whatever, or some shit, or like they're a dog. And it's not what the fuck he's saying. And better yet, this is actually really hilarious because there's actually woman interviewers that have actually baited other women that actually hate Andrew Tate, or even men, to where they'll do one simple question and be like, hey, like, why do you hate Andrew Tate, whatever, and they'll say why, whatever, and they'll be like, okay, like, so you want to be, independent and equal, right, blah, blah, whatever, and then they ask him this question. This is hilarious. They ask him this exact question. They're like, okay, well, how would you feel if your man or your, if your man, so this mainly applies to the woman too, if your man is next to you and somebody comes to try to like rob you guys, whatever, beat you up, would you expect your man to protect and fight for you and defend you, or should you protect yourself since independent, equality, whatever, blah blah, right? And they asked them that, and they were like, kind of, their faces like completely expressionless, and they're like, oh fuck, you kind of got me moment, right? Like, and they're like, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying now. Like, yeah, obviously, yeah, I would expect them to protect whatever, because they're the man in the relationship, and that's generally what should happen, right? Like, if you're with your girl and you're walking, and some shit happens, and you both get attacked, whatever, it's mainly the man's job to protect her, not for her to fight or whatever. You know, sure, like in a moral sense, it'd be nice, I guess, for her to try to help out too. Like, don't leave the man hanging. I'm not advocating for that either. But in a general sense, it's up to the man to protect or at least save her, and for her to just run, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just generally what's expected, and that's what even women expect. Though, like even the women that hate this guy, or women that are extreme feminists or whatever, also agree with that, and they expect it. But yet they'll agree with that when it's convenient for them, when it's beneficial for them. But when it's not convenient or beneficial, then they're completely against it.
Essentially, they want equality only when it benefits them, and when it doesn't benefit them, they expect the man to do his job. That's basically what it is.
And it's crazy, and that's basically, in a general sense, of what he's also saying. That's literally what he's fucking saying. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. And not only that, it's literally to the contrary as well. Because this doesn't benefit him. This is not convenient for him. He's just doing the right thing.
His life on the line.
What I mean? It's his life on the line. Yet that is evil to say now. That is evil to advocate and all this. It's just it's crazy.
I guess I didn't know that protecting a woman makes you misogynist.
Or protecting your lover, and regardless of man or woman, to where if you were to tell your husband or your wife and say, hey, I don't think you should walk outside, where it's late and there's a lot of gun crime or this or whatever, blah blah, or in UK where there's a lot of knife crime, whatever. I don't think you should be going out this late at night in an area that's very dangerous. Apparently, I'm enslaving her now, or him.
I guess I'm enslaving someone for saving their life. I know that.
And mind you, that's him saying, like, mentioning that, like giving a recommendation. He's not saying they have to, because he even says that too, and during his streams and anime, he's not saying like they're forced to obligate under that. He just says at least it's okay for him to advocate that or put that as a recommendation. Because that's normal. That's the right fucking thing to do. Any reasonable, sensible person, And what he also said, which people like to misconstrue and bullshit, is that if they're not cool with that, then he wants nothing to do with them, and then he won't be with them or whatever.
Simple as that.
Because he's not going to deal with that stress or craziness. You know,
it's literally simple as that. There is no coercion or forced forced anything.
But I just said that. But then people are gonna be like, oh, that's also emotional manipulation, or that's or that's abuse or whatever, because now he's not willing to be with them because he can't respect. It's like, come on, bro. It's so, and that's
bullshit.
what they do. That's what they do.
Every single man in the world who loves this woman understands that he has to protect her. And every single woman in the world likes the idea of a man who would protect her. If you were to say to most women home right now, do you want your husband to protect you in a violent attack? They'd say, yeah, of course. Nothing I've said is misogynistic.
If you said to most women, would you want to lose authority in the relationship, to not be treated as a free and legal equal to your...
I didn't say that. I said I need to have authority over the route we walk home.
Keep trying to fucking strawman
misconstrued shit.
Women that you believe you should have to having authority over a child or a dog, it's not the same, because a woman is a free legal adult.
Correct.
You're equal.
Free legal adult, my equal. But if I had a girlfriend and we were walking home late at night, and I said, let's not walk down that area, it's a bad area, I have to protect you if anything happens, I want to take the long way. And she said, no, I have to walk this way, even though it's the most dangerous route, I must.
Then what?
Then I would say, you're welcome to, you could do it, you're a free and legal equal, but I'm not going to walk with you and protect you. I think that I should be able to decide the route, because I have an obligation. And my obligation as a man is to protect and provide for females. Everything I'm talking about is traditional. 10 years ago, less than 10 years ago, would not be considered outlandish, would not be considered crazy, would not be considered dangerous or misogynistic. The world has changed, and a lot of people haven't changed with the world. Please understand, there's a lot of women at home watching this right now who like the idea of their man sticking up for them, protecting them, and providing for them. And just because the world has gone crazy and the legacy media has gone crazy, most people at home are still relatively sane. And these are the people who are going to write on the comments that Andrew isn't saying anything that's outlandish. It's the whole world believes these things.
I don't know why you're doing this. I don't know why you're doing this. I told you. Same as twice. I told you. They come in, they smile, they shake their hands, and then they read one.
That's funny. I do the same shit when I'm in situations like that where I shake my leg.
Yeah, me too.
But hey, I be doing that shit when I'm in school, bro. If I'm having to sit,
Yeah, I used to do that all the time in school.
Sometimes I be doing that when I'm streaming, and I hate it when I do that, because I'm not trying to, but it's just a natural habit.
Yeah, I think your body, like, for some reason, whether it's nerves or whatever, just does that. Yeah.
We good?
I think Tristan is there too. He's just in the back.
Oh, okay.
We didn't stop. No. I can do the clap. Now we good?
No, thank you.
If a man broke into your house, wouldn't you want your husband to protect you?
There's a difference between conservative values and emotional control, coercive control.
Oh my God, back to this bullshit.
We're talking about protection now, and I'm saying if someone broke into your house, would you want your husband to protect you?
It's not about conservative values or protection, it's what you're demanding in return for that.
Dodging
Well, I'll
the
give you
questions.
this. I don't know who your husband is. I don't know if he would stand up to protect you or die for you, but I'll give you this. If someone broke into this house right now and was a homicidal maniac, I would expect me and the other men in this room to stand up and face them while you and the other women in this room could protect yourselves. I would actually believe the men should go and engage the attacker. I believe that. And even though I don't know you, and you've come into my house with a hostile agenda, and you've come here to try and make me look bad, I would still stand up to protect you. I would still stand up to protect you because I believe that's my role as a man.
I am asking you about things that you have said that have caused major national organizations, including the police.
Yeah, exactly.
Sacrificing, not even being selfish.
That's what I'm asking you about.
It's not what I say.
It's not about
a woman, it's always convenient for them to have selfish
it's about
agendas.
What you have said that has caused
Oh yeah, very
and I
convenient.
want to put to you that you don't really care about the harm it causes.
That's not true.
Because
that's not true.
Making controversial statements like this online has made you a lot of money.
Okay, so firstly, I genuinely am a force for good in the world. You may not understand that yet, but you will eventually. And I genuinely believe I'm acting under the instruction of God to do good things, and I want to make the world a better place. I genuinely believe my legacy is a good legacy, and I believe that eventually, when the legacy media catches up, they're going to understand I'm a good, positive influence. I'm not interested in damaging the world for money, because if I was interested in damaging the world for money, I could have sold drugs, or I could make rap music and encourage everyone to stab each other like all the drill artists do.
Or you could make controversial statements online that attract a lot of followers who you then direct to your website where they pay
I could make
to
jokes.
learn how to be
Sure,
like you.
I mean, I could make jokes online. Who doesn't? I mean, I could make
Everybody
a joke
Are you
online.
saying that all the controversial
Literally
things
everybody.
you've said are jokes?
No, I'm saying that these organizations and the BBC
that's something really quick. Everybody does that, by the way. Everybody.
Yeah.
There's like a rare 5% of the world that is like so undrama oriented or won't even risk being anything that could be controversial. Whatever. They won't even say nothing. To where like you have people like, as an example, like Markiplier, like 99%, like he's no drama, doesn't get involved in anything that could be controversial, political, you name it. He's nothing. He just sticks mainly to entertaining and keep people happy and playing games, you name it, right?
Yeah.
Those rare individuals, they're out there, but it's rare, right? While everybody else, they don't give a damn. You know what I mean? They all say, and nowadays everything's all like social media, podcasts, and this and this.
It's like encouraged,
yeah. It's more encouraged, and it's becoming more of a common and norm now. So this is just the majority of everybody. Everybody does that. But why are they all not getting the same treatment?
Yeah.
You know why? Because they're not him. You know?
Yeah, they're not in this level. Like, the most influential individuals are the ones that are going to get the most scrutiny. Tate, even Joe Rogan at one point with the pandemic stuff. Rogan, the biggest name, Dana, like in other forms of business, like Dana White or fucking athletes.
How come
like
they're not getting the Tate treatment? You know,
he's just the martyr for a strong masculine man right now. Like they're trying to destroy that by destroying him, trying to bring him down. It's not working. In fact, it's backfiring.
It's fucking pathetic. It's either their negative miscomprehension of things, so it's just their fault because intellectually they're just not smart enough to comprehend, or they're purposely misconstruing or straw manning or whatever, blah yada yada, and they're doing it obviously for impact and benefit, for money and the views and clicks and yada yada yada, whatever they can grow from. It's all a game. And then they try to put that on him and do a reverse Uno card and be like, oh, you're doing it and trying to take like the most controversial take. That's like, better yet, that's not even a controversial take either. I'm sorry, but that's not. You simply saying that it's just naturally, like natural and traditionally the proper thing for a man just to protect a woman no matter what. Like, bro, come on, let's be real. That's not even controversial at all, bro.
Yeah,
anybody would agree with that,
Yeah, her trying to contort that as emotional control or abuse. How the fuck is that emotional abuse? I don't understand that.
It's fucking crazy.
She can't substantiate that.
Like he's not sitting here saying that like if there's a woman in the Marines, right, that can clearly defend herself, whatever, blah blah. That like now that she has no reason to defend or fight or whatever, blah blah. Something happens, yada yada. Like it should be the man. He's not even saying that. Like even if that was the case and she was to fight back, whatever, cool, great. Who cares, right? But he's just saying in a more natural sense, probability wise, and and all that and blah blah. That's generally how it's supposed to go. And even if the woman was in the Marines and all that, it would still even be up to the guy, because guys biologically are just more superior to women compared. It's just blatant fact, science, guys. Just putting that out there. We're blatantly more powerful, you name it, whatever. We have that advantage, okay? And that's just a general thing, no matter what. It is what it is, you know? So, like, no matter what, like, people just don't understand. Like, we're not here denying that women can somehow be equal to men, you know, with certain capacities, or, like, learning military martial arts, you know? Because obviously if you have a Marine woman, she's more likely going to whoop a dude's ass that's skinny and has no knowledge of fighting, right? Like, she'd probably beat his fucking ass. So we're not sitting here saying that that's not the case. We're not, like... We're not doing any of that shit. He's not doing that either. We're just simply saying, in a typical generic situation, this is what you're working with, and there's nothing wrong with that.
His ideology is practical. Like, statistically speaking, men are biologically more likely to be superior to women. It is what it is. And a man is usually bigger, stronger.
And that's why they also do that,
higher bone density. They're just statistically more capable than women on a bounce probabilities.
What would be an interesting question for Tate, and to be honest, I feel like he would actually probably say the woman at this point, maybe, is if there was a woman that was bigger than the dude, you know, whatever, or at least, like, you know, I don't know, military, special force training or some shit, who knows, right? Like something crazy, right? Where she's more, you know, of a threat than a guy now with whoever she's with. I'm pretty sure he'd then at that point probably be like, oh yeah, then the woman, obviously, no brainer, she should probably defend whatever, because that's going to be the most beneficial way to ensure their survival rate, right? I'm pretty sure he would even agree to that, you know? But that's not what we're arguing here either. He's saying, because it is the truth and reality, 9 out of 10 times it is the other way around. The guy is more superior. Simple.
Generally, that's the case. So that's just the truth.
Pretend that I am the face of damaging the youth is absolutely garbage. It's completely disingenuous.
I'm
the reason.
Sorry, we have agreed to do an interview where you are going to ask questions that are going to give us the opportunity to clarify some things. These are very loaded questions.
Sorry.
And so far, I'm sorry, I have arranged this and I'm talking right now.
Damn.
So, these are very loaded questions, and this is not what we discussed, and this is not the conversation that we agreed to.
We were very clear that the questions
You're sitting there and just accusing, we're not here to face new allegations. This has all been discussed.
Is that his lawyer or something? Or is that just a random girl
Might
in there?
be. But either his woman or his assistant, or maybe it is his lawyer. I'm not sure.
But that's funny as fuck. Like, she's not falling for this bullshit. She's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, like, bitch, this is clearly a hit job bullshit, like smear campaign attempt. Like, come on.
Hey, but that's a woman speaking now. But yet, if that was a dude, bro, misogynist, so this and that, whatever. But you know what I mean?
So
come on, man.
Please move on from this side of the interview. I would appreciate it.
I would like to hear what Andrew's got to say about the fact that when you make controversial statements, it attracts people to follow you, and then you direct them to your website where they pay you a monthly fee to learn how to be like you. And so the more controversial statements you make, the more money you get.
The fact that that's the path you've outlined to, one, my online university, and two, my presence on the internet, the fact that you believe that's the path just shows you've done absolutely zero research. Genuinely zero research.
Okay, so how many of the people
Once again,
who sign
we
up
know
for
reason though
Oxford
she did.
University come to you through
Be counterintuitive.
Genuinely zero.
Doesn't
research.
benefit her
Who sign up for
craziness.
Oxford University come
Literally
to you
proving her lack
through
of
your social
preparation.
media, where you direct them to the website.
And Lucy, I encourage you to go out there, do some genuine research, watch my
Could you
videos.
answer my
Of
question?
course, watch my videos at length, and truly understand what I'm doing.
How many of the people who sign up for Hustlers University at $49.99 a month come to you because they see your social media comments?
There's an online school called Hustlers University, which I don't own. I influence for, along with many other influencers, and they sign up for your website, which I don't own. And once again, that's nothing to do with me. And you're going to sit here and say that I made a joke. I made a joke online 4 years ago because a woman said that she owned her man's car, and you made a joke, and that means that you, because you have a Bugatti, are the most misogynistic, dangerous man in the world. This is going down a path of absolute insanity. It's not true. None of this is true. I don't hurt people. I don't harm people. I'm genuinely a positive influence.
You are renowned.
I'm renowned
for offensive and controversial.
That's not why I'm renowned.
comments
I'm
about
actually
your
renowned.
relations.
I'm actually renowned for helping young men, because we talk about there's a men's mental health crisis, and we talk about we pretend to care that men are upset. But as soon as I discuss men's issues, it's misogynistic. It doesn't have to be gendered. Just because I believe men have a point of view and men have rights and men are allowed to think and believe and act a certain way that helps them internally, that doesn't mean it's anti-female. In fact, I believe it's actually pro-female. I think when a man is true to his influence and true to his
it actually does help. It helps females too. Yeah, he's spitting on that. It's actually very beneficial for females.
With his ideology, there's going to be more able-bodied, strong-willed
to take care of their women.
Men. Yeah. And if we follow the antithesis, which is modern feminism, we're gonna have weak, pussy-ass, bitch-ass men that can't lead shit.
Yeah, like, well, I guess it's okay to have a man that, can't drive or can't fucking, or can't make money for his girl or this or that or can't protect her. I guess that's all okay, right? But it should be the other way around. The woman should be doing it instead and this and that.
Literally, and there's a reason why 80% of the women are all chasing the same 10 to 20% of men, because the bottom percent of men, the majority of them, one third of men from ages 18 to 30 are virgins or haven't had sex in a year. Yep. Most of them are broke. Most of them are low tier, fat, out of shape. Majority of the United States
with their parents, you name it.
Yeah, like that's unacceptable. And he's telling you the women.
But that's what we're enabling. We're enabling.
Yeah, they're enabling that bullshit.
Day, we're all we're not obviously not me and Jay, but or any of the people that are reasonable. But it's sad. The world is enabling all that bullshit. We're trying to make that okay and tolerable and normal or this or that. It's like, bro. That is not okay.
that's just raising suicide rates. That's raising guys that build resentment.
Issues.
You know what happens is men will build resentment towards women.
Giving up as well.
Yeah, they give up and they build resentment because they're fucking losers. They're like, oh, these women, so fuck them. That's what happens. Those men are misogynists. The fucking weak ass men that are bitter. Those are real misogynists.
Yeah. And that's what happens because then men are like, oh, this is bullshit. Like women are getting way better than us or this or that, or they're making more or this or whatever, yada, yada, yada. And they get mad about that. They start getting, hatred, and jealous or whatever.
They grow resentful.
Those are the actual misogynist men.
Yeah. And guess what? The winners are the ones that get the women, like Tate.
Yep.
He's the one that gets them. The losers that are on fucking Twitter talking shit to women or jerking off to fucking OF fucking bitches, those are the real losers, man. Yeah. That's where you don't want to be.
Nope. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Himself, he's a positive influence in the world, and he's positive for the women around him.
So
just because I discuss men's issues, people say, "Oh, you're anti-woman." I'm not anti-woman. I love women.
Why are so many women saying that when their boyfriends start following you,
they're not.
They experience more control?
So many.
They experience
How many?
more abuse.
How many?
Enough.
Okay. Enough.
Enough.
It's very vague.
It's the first time I've heard of it. So, in fact,
one is too many.
Of course, yeah. So, in fact, I've seen thousands and thousands of comments and have endless emails from women praising the fact that their sons are listening to me, praising the fact that their husbands.
The things I'm saying, does it not worry you?
It would worry. It would
You're
worry.
not concerned about
it would worry me if I was genuinely damaging the world. But for you to sit here and say, Andrew, you've become the most Googled man in the world. You have billions of views, and one woman is now saying that her husband is not the same man she wants him to be. When thousands and thousands of people are saying the opposite,
and say, hey,
well, then I would say that's
come on me, bro. Case after case after case, with quote after quote after quote, people who are genuinely concerned about the impact you're having, and you brush it off as if it's nothing.
No. What you have done is come here with an agenda. You've come here with loaded questions. You've come here with things taken out of context. You come here with things that you don't understand are satirical. And then you're going to also sit and say that one woman said that her boyfriend changed when he watched one of your videos. And then I don't know what you expect me to say to that. That's
sarcastic and jokes.
No.
That's how you explain the comments you make.
For you to sit down.
Would you like to apologize for any of them?
For you to sit down and for you to sit down. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's easy. For you to sit down and say that one woman said that her boyfriend watched an Andrew Tate video and now he won't do the dishes, or whatever your argument is, and that I'm somehow the worst, most dangerous man in the world because I have a car, is just disingenuous. And I'm enjoying this interview very much because this shows the world. It's great. It shows the world the truth about the legacy media because they beg me for interviews. They beg me. You have been begging me for months. Please, we need to be relevant. And you come here with loaded questions trying to paint a picture of me.
BBC looks fucking awful now.
I am a good, positive influence for the world. The things I teach men are stoicism, discipline, self-respect, hard work, obeying authority, listening to your fight coach, working hard in school, making as much money as possible in your job. If you actually watch the things I say, if you actually watch my comments about women, I've done long podcasts for hours long about females, talking about protecting for them, providing for them, how I believe a woman should be treated in a relationship. I've done all of this, but you don't watch any of it, and then you come here and ask me to answer questions I've answered at length thousands of times.
Since you came out of custody, there seems to have been a lot about your charity work.
Correct.
On your social
There's
media.
I've always done the charity work, but now I'm promoting online.
There seems to be a real shift.
Yeah.
I wonder what's behind that.
Well, I've always done the charity work. I've been doing the charity work for years. I believe that it's my legacy to leave a positive influence on the world, and I've been doing charity work for over 5 years. Post my incarceration, my unfair, unjust incarceration, may I add. Post that, I've made it more clear the charity work I'm doing. But this is, once again, very interesting. I spend $25 million.
That was interesting that he foreshadowed back then. I remember that where he said, like, eventually I might even get arrested or locked up for some bullshit. And what do you know what happens?
Yeah, his influence grew so high that he knew he'd be a martyr eventually.
He fucking foreshadowed that shit himself.
You're feeding children. Men, male children, and female children. In Turkey, in Syria, in Iran, and Iraq, I literally spend $25 million a year feeding children, and I'm still the worst man in the world because 4 years ago I made a sarcastic comment?
Because some people would look at that and say, okay, so before you got money from attracting people to your website by making controversial comments, but that might have got you into trouble, and so now you're looking for a new market. You're looking for a new market of followers who are attracted by a different sort of persona.
I've always done the charity work, so that is obviously incorrect, and I have proof that I've always done the charity work, so you're wrong, firstly. I believe that if you have a lot of wealth, you should help people, and I'm helping people. I also think it's very, very interesting that you could not find another celebrity in the UK or anywhere else who's spending £25 million a year feeding children in war-torn countries. I'm doing that, and I've been doing that for a long time without even mentioning it. I never even said it. And now that I've said it, people are going to attack me for it and say that it's disingenuous. The person in Sudan who's eating the meal, do you think they believe it's disingenuous? No, I think they feel pretty good that Andrew Tate fed them. And to sit here and say that I'm a bad person now because I'm manipulating charity, because I'm using charity, I'm just trying to do good in the world. That's all I've ever been trying to do.
When women speak out against you online, disagree with what you say, they describe being bombarded with rape threats, with death threats, trolling by your followers. Would you like to say anything to your followers about how to behave in that situation?
Absolutely, correct. I would love to do that. First things first, I've yet to see a female stand up and argue with me online. I don't ever see hardly any. Although only women who message me agree with me. Secondly, I don't think that anybody who disagrees with me, male or female, should be trolled. I don't think they should be insulted or attacked. I think the ideas should be discussed openly and fairly and maturely. It doesn't matter if a man agrees with me or disagrees with me, or a female.
Shit, Discord needs that advice right there.
Oh, yeah. Badly. Really badly.
You know, it should all be taken care of maturely, bro. But again, the whole issue, I'm not going to speak about it because it's not productive. But, you know, there was a recent issue I had with the editor and whatnot. And Spencer and this other dude, Spencer was in disagreement and was against the issue, while another dude was advocating basically for it and against it. But they were so mature and reasonable when engaging in that conversation to where there was no fucking problems. You know what I mean? Because none of them were acting like a fucking fool, a child, or being extremely hateful and all this crazy indicative, bullshit that's just not necessary, or or trying to do anything really bad, right? It was so fucking mature and civil and reasonably like an understandable conversation they had based on the recent issue I had, and it's not fucking hard. It's really not. That applies to anything. You know what I mean?
Just maturity goes a long way. Lack of maturity goes the wrong way. Simple as that.
It's as simple as that.
Bad taste. Yeah.
And there's a difference, like whenever you're like being funny at moments or whatever, obviously, like if you're packing, that's completely different. Or if it's more of a mutual funny thing or whatever, or you're trolling, or let's say like it's Jay's debating me or a Shinobi, or like and he says something whatever that may seem aggressive, but it's him being funny or whatever, blah blah. All that shit is completely different. You know what I mean? Or like with him with the Iron Man dude, but back then before, where like there were certain things he was saying that's also reasonable, whatever, blah blah. So like overall, like it's just that simple. But I hope you guys take that deeply, because it is insane how you can go anywhere. You can go on anywhere. You can go on Facebook, Discord, whatever. That people are just incapable of being mature, civil fucking people to discuss something. They're so sensitive or emotional or angry or just crazy. You know what I mean? It's just unreal. Like someone could type on Facebook, okay, like I love sharks or whatever, they're great, blah blah. And I kid you not, on Facebook, fucking thousands upon thousands of people can comment and respond to that comment and say you're an evil person for saying you like sharks. Literally, that's how bad it is, bro.
It's a cesspool, man.
so
common.
Like, just you guys just, obviously the normal ones will get that, but
I don't think my followers should come along and attack her, and if my followers are doing that, I'm upset by that. But the Let's make a very important clarification. That's not my followers. That's the internet. If you were to log into any video game lobby, I don't play video games, and someone were to sit there and say something stupid, they would be trolled with similar comments. That's the unfortunate reality of the internet as a whole. That's nothing to do with me. But I encourage all of my followers
the video
to
game
engage
creator
in
either.
open
That
discourse,
doesn't do it
to be
though.
fair and honest,
Yeah,
and
what
talk
the fuck?
in a way which is mature. There's no need to troll anybody, male or female.
So what, like if I'm being a fucking dickhead and saying some crazy shit on Modern Warfare, is that Modern Warfare's fault now? Is that connected to them and blah blah yada yada? The fuck? How does that work, you know?
This is a poor premise, yeah. Lack of accountability.
Okay.
Couple things. I wonder if it'd be worth giving Andrew one more opportunity to consider whether or not he would like to apologise or give.
Oh, another quick clarification as well. What he was also saying too, this way, if you guys missed that, when he was saying that's not my followers, what he means like his legit followers, they don't do that shit. So because someone claims like, oh, I follow Andrew Tate or whatever, blah blah, and they're just like some random asshole on the internet and is saying some crazy bullshit or whatever, that doesn't mean they're an actual Andrew Tate follower. You know what I mean? That means they're a half-ass piece of shit Andrew Tate follower, right? Or that's supposedly a follower or whatever, and they're clearly advocating for him in a negative atmosphere, which does give him the bad look, and somehow, some way, now he needs to be held accountable for other people's fucking actions and bullshit. That has nothing to do with it.
That's just bullshit. Like grown men that are fucking real misogynists, that's not his problem.
Yeah, that's not even fair. You know what I mean? Or and even let's say if he even was an actual Andrew Tate fan, even if that was the case, that is also not fair. That has nothing to fucking do with him. They're misconstruing his views and admirations and ideology. You know what I mean? Like how the fuck is that on him? You know?
His ideology is clear, and if you're misconstruing it, strawmanning it for your own pathetic gain, that's not his fault. It's your fault.
It's so sad. It's a pathetic attempt to even blame that on him. You know?
Yeah, that's pretty pathetic.
You know, an indication of how he feels about the allegations that he has negatively influenced young people in the UK. And secondly, I think we should put on record that this interview is taking place in your house because you're under house arrest. If it were not for that, then we would have chosen another location, I'm sure. We would have negotiated that between us. So I think that's just worth putting on record.
Okay. So just to put on the record then, you've said that you've invited us into your house.
Correct.
We're here because you're under house arrest.
Correct.
If you were free to leave, we would have negotiated a more neutral setting.
Don't you think, as the BBC, it would be very interesting to come here and discuss the fact that I was put in a dungeon for 92 days and then locked in house arrest without charge? Don't you think that's a far more interesting conversation than old YouTube things?
Yeah.
Don't you think that would be interesting?
Literally, like, why not talk about that, bro?
That would have been much better.
Something that actually has logical sense, but instead of the same bullshit bait nonsense, you know?
Yeah, it's a fucking clear hit job. A poor one at that.
Like, God, he's spitting there. Like, that would have actually been reason. Better yet, any actual reasonable journalism or interviewer would have done that instead. You know?
Way more interesting than this bullshit. So.
We're here under house arrest because there's an ongoing investigation into rape and human trafficking allegations against you.
Correct. I've been incarcerated without charge. And don't you think
the rape allegation
it's been dropped?
Has been incarcerated for.
Correct. So I'm incarcerated without charge, and I think that would be a far more interesting conversation than I guess Julian Assange is incarcerated without charge, and nobody's interested in that either. So if you actually wanted to do some genuine journalism and investigation, we could talk about the fact that an innocent man who is yet to be charged with a crime has had his liberty deprived of him. And I think that would be a far more interesting angle than talking about me being...
Yeah, it's called injustice right there.
Yeah,
let's be real. Let's talk about the injustice, right? And I mean, because that is blatantly, like, that's just simple. That's like me being fucking, like, being punished and I can't leave my fucking place or I'm in jail for who knows how long and I haven't even had a fucking charge on me. Yeah, that doesn't fucking happen. Instead, you can get bailed out, you can leave, you name it, whatever, or they'll just, you know, like, it'll be like one little small time thing and that's it. That's outrageous of what he's going through. Yeah,
it's like basically being punished without justification for it. That's basically what's happening.
It's crazy. And apparently you can just make a baseless hearsay, whatever allegation against someone, and then now they got to be punished with no charges, no proof, no nothing, basically. That's okay now. Yeah. Like, are you kidding me?
Bullshit. Romanian bullshit-ass justice system. It's completely politically motivated.
And this question about schools being very worried about your influence.
Oh my God.
In primary school, or, you know, boys as young as 11 are quoting you at school, attacking girls, refusing to respect female teachers. would you like to say?
That's his fault now. Okay.
I'd like to say a lot. First things
Fucking
first,
parents'
as
fault,
I've
it is.
repeatedly said, and the only
I'm gonna
reason
say
I
this real quick too. Kids, this is comparing like apples to oranges in a sense too, and a whole bunch of other bullshit. But kids, when they're growing in middle school and high school, they're incapable of fully adapting in a sense to really understand reality. We've all been there.
Yeah,
I mean, any fucking kid, okay?
Still naive, yeah.
So if they're actually listening to Tate, or they're like maybe watching his streams, or let's say they're not even doing that and they're watching all the bullshit or whatever, right? It is completely understandable for them to start acting out and being basically, manipulated in that sense or whatever, whether if it's because of the media or if it's something they're just not comprehending correctly, whatever. All because it's their incompetence that's happening and their, whatever you name it. That, once again, has nothing to do with him. It is not on him. You know what I mean?
At all. Like,
bottom line is, why are they even being allowed to have anything to do with to watch that stuff then? There should be, parent controls or some shit.
Yeah.
There should be some, disciplinary or some accountability in that sense. That's what we actually should be focusing on.
Yeah, why the fuck are the parents allowing their son or daughter to fucking watch, red pill advocates trying to make grown men better?
Shit.
They're fucking kids.
Adult shit.
Yeah,
They're fucking kids growing and in school and name it. But we're gonna, so like we won't get into parents for that. We won't talk about those forms of accountability.
Fucking blame
but let's
Tate
just
for it.
immediately blame him for it. Like that is just insane to me, and I had to bring that up.
So it's extremely disingenuous to try to put that on him. Come on.
Yeah, I can't stand the school bullshit or kids or oh my god, that fucking blows my mind.
That's bullshit, man.
Repeating it, because I'm sure this video will be edited. I am a positive force for the world, and I teach children discipline. I teach the world discipline, male or female, of any age. And a lot of women listen to me as well. 40% of the people listen to me.
A better example, another example real quick, a game. If a kid plays a video game and he decides to do something bad or actually go shoot him in place or do some GTA shit or whatever, does that mean now fucking, the people that made that game are evil now? Or does that mean that now all games should be taken away because one kid decided to, misread something or whatever, or incorporate in his life in a bad way, while the other normal fucking people don't do that and are normal and understand it's a fictional fucking game, and not going to apply that in real life? That's another example.
There's a reason why. That's the reason why GTA is fucking rated M. Like their fucking parents are buying it for them. That's their fucking problem. That's their fault.
That's their fault.
Letting your 7-year-old fucking go to. You letting your 7-year-old run people over and fucking kill people in a fucking game.
Like if a 7-year-old was playing a GTA 5, let's be real. If they were playing a game like that, you best believe they probably actually would think it's okay to go out in the street and go fucking beat someone up or punch somebody or some
go
crazy
fucking
shit.
Try to break into a fucking car. Like,
literally, like it's just come on. Like kids are kids, right? You know what I mean? Like there's plenty of science in it. So this is just a false, poor shit way to even attack someone. Period. It's pathetic.
Yeah, it's a pathetic attempt to put accountability that doesn't belong.
It's fucking
pathetic,
sad.
Man.
It's absolutely sad.
Secondly, I do understand with my massive influence, and I am now the one of the most influential people on the planet, that I do have to be slightly more careful with things I say. I'm not going to disagree with that. The idea that I said something 5 years ago on a video that got 300 views...
So what do you mean, being slightly more careful?
I'll give you an example. Some of the jokes I made 4 or 5 years ago on a YouTube channel that got 300 views, I would no longer make...
What?
Like the OnlyFans joke, the one you mentioned repeatedly. When she said, my man's car is my car. And then she said she did OnlyFans. And I said, what do you saw on OnlyFans? She said, my tits. And I said, well, those are your man's tits. As a joke, ha ha ha, everybody laughed. The fact that I could do that on a podcast 5 years ago and it only got 300 views, now I understand I'm the most influential man on the face of the planet. I would be more careful with certain things I say. That doesn't mean the things I originally said were genuinely out to harm people.
Do you really believe you're the most influential?
And really quick, just some general advice for you guys, and the video's about to end too as well. General advice, apply that as of now. I'm just saying, have that mentality as of now, regardless if you're a big influence, whatever. Because he even owns up to that mistake as well. I mean, because once again, he will own up to his shit when he needs to. He's not a fucking stubborn, egotistical bitch or anything like that. Okay, so he owned up to it already. But he's spitting there, whatever. But as of now, just some advice: apply that now. Do not do that.
Yeah, agreed.
Even if you're only getting 100 views or whatever, or this and that, or whatever the case may be, or if you're in like the growing snowball effect, whatever it is, apply that now. Because I'm telling you right now, if you ever get big enough, or even enough to where you can have a full-time living, whatever, there are fucking losers out there that will try to give you the Tate treatment, or whatever the case may be, or do some cancel culture, whatever bullshit. They'll look for anything, you name it, and they will try to hold those things against you. There are celebrities, athletes, or normal people, or normal wealthy people, or content creators, whatever, that have literally lost their careers or been canceled or whatever, blah, blah, because of something they said when they were 17 years old while recording a video or something. Or some tweet they did like 10 or 20 years ago or some shit. You know, like, even if if there is context or a joke, whatever, blah, blah, you have to be careful nowadays. It is unfortunately really fucking sad. And even to the point where even way at the beginning of this video, me and Jay even said like there's certain things we just can't get into because it's just we can't. You know what I mean? That's how pathetic the world is nowadays. So
certain topics,
as of now, like make sure you're being careful with certain things you're discussing, and two, even to the point where to not even joke about shit like that. As crazy as that sounds, even Tate is saying if I knew this, whatever, and I could have saw the future, I wouldn't have done that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's pathetic, and he shouldn't even have to do that either. Like, it's stupid, and it's all just crazy, but in a reality, logical, realistic way, it fucked him over. And if he could go back, he would change that, you know?
He knows that he miscalculated a few
It's just
times.
not worth it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's wrong, it's still wrong and stupid, and he should be able to do that, right? Freedom of speech, you name it, whatever, blah, blah. But it's just not worth it because of how crazy the world is, you know?
Yeah.
So
2 cents.
Man on the face of the planet.
I'm the most Googled person on the planet.
Do you believe you're the most influential?
Is that actually
man on the face of
true?
the planet?
I'm the most Googled man.
Yeah, he is. And I think there was a certain month or two where he literally was more searched than Trump.
Bruh.
Thanks, Lucy. It was enjoyable. Nice to meet you. No, it was
But
fun.
the faces she gave him and everything, like, just she's such
so
an
salty.
asshole. Yeah, she's so salty, such a fucking Like, I was expecting her to be like, yeah, at least give him a handshake, smile, or be like, I apologize or whatever. I wish you the best. Something, like just unbiased or something just nice, right, or fair, or whatever, right? Just like who knows? You know what I mean, just be a fucking nice person, man. But no, you can tell she still has a fucking stick up her ass and just so stubborn, dude.
It's good.
She tried so hard.
Yep. She's like, oh, he has to be a criminal. He has to be evil. Nah, fuck this man.
D-mic me. I don't want to damage anything.
You got fucking slammed in her head verbally.
Bro, that man said, D-mic me. I don't want to damage or deal with any bullshit. That's when you know it's bad, bro. That's when you know it's bad.
Yeah.
He didn't even want to take a risk of them pulling some bullshit on him.
Yeah. He's like, just get the shit off me. He did, here, I think he doesn't. She doesn't want to. Part where
Very nice to meet you.
tries to look.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
She doesn't shake it. She is fucking salty. Look what he says. Very polite staff. He fucking slammed.
Because they
her.
at least gave him a fucking handshake, but her.
Yeah, the
bitch
guys
ass
are probably like, oh shit, let's get out of here.
Yeah. Hey,
Bruh.
but a quick little dissection because I already know this is already as long as it is. And what I'll probably do, guys, like for the stream, obviously all that's going to be together, right? It's a stream. But I will have a separate video for just purely this reaction for Tate with Jay. And basically it'll either just be like several parts, like part 1, part 2, part 3, or it'll just be one full video. Regardless, whatever I decide to do, we'll see. But overall, just a quick like analysis of everything. It was just blatant, just bullshit. It was just, all of it was baseless, blatant bullshit. I feel bad for the guy. He's going through all this crazy nonsense, and life, it has ups and downs. It's a fucking roller coaster, and we all will go through it. Someday, you name it. But unfortunately, he's getting it to a really big extreme, and I wish him the best. With everything I've seen, I'm sorry. There's no way for you to convince me that he is an evil, bad person as of now. There's just no way.
And on top of that, there are other millionaires that are not affiliated with him and would actually get harmed if they lied. That say he's a good guy. Those guys that have lived in his house.
That's how bad it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Millionaires that have lived in his house and they're on public platforms saying, "Hey, dude, I lived with Tate for weeks."
Yep.
There was never any sign of trafficking. These women wanted. He said he had a harder time making them leave. They didn't want to leave the fucking house. That's how much they like him.
I wonder why.
A lot of millionaires.
What general woman would do.
He had trouble getting rid of the girls to go home or leave. That's what he had trouble with, if anything. And they're trying to paint this narrative that he's a fucking trafficker because of these two lying hoes.
Yeah.
He's clearly not. There's several millionaires that have their own businesses that would fall if they were to lie for him. So clearly, there's very, very low probability that all these millionaires that are friends with him are advocating for him are lying. It's very, very statistically improbable that there's a huge conspiracy that he paid off many millionaires about to lie for him. I highly doubt that. I don't think you can pay a millionaire enough to do that. So that just adds to his credibility and innocence. Those hoes, it's already been proven that they fucking lied. Those lying ass hoes are. I think they're not even in the country.
The fact is, even a form of any consistency of already debunking the blatant lies and whatever definitively, not even possibly wise. It already questions everything in the integrity, transparency, and immediate red flags. You know. And
the Romanian justice system, like Tate said, interviewed thousands of women, and not a single one complained about him. Besides those 2 lying hoes, 2,000 women advocated and vouched for him. They're like, no, he's a good dude. Not a single fucking one. So you had 2,000 chances to get another complaint. There was not a single one. That would have been because if it were true that at least one came out, it would be everywhere. Yeah. It'd be fucking everywhere. Not a single complaint has come since those lying hoes lied on.
And not only that, what's even more crazy to that, Jay, to even further prove that notion too. If anything to the contrary, they actually have every reason, incentive to even lie or deceive or go along the train.
Yeah, every incentive.
Because they could just get money. They could get a crazy amount of money.
Clout,
they can get the whole,
money.
they can get attention, clout. Like, there's actually tons of pros for them to be dishonest or lie or bullshit. They still didn't fucking do that.
Oh, dude. if a woman came out and, like, did that, let's say a woman did come out hypothetically, they would be on a fucking pedestal. Every feminist would be fucking kissing their feet if they were able to actually get charged Tate. So it would have happened by now.
And I feel like that alone is a feat logically, and goes to show them how much they actually like him as a person, respect him, how much they even gain when it comes to having a relationship with him, etc., etc., etc. Like, come on, guys. Like, just think about it. Even a guy probably, okay? But mainly this is a high tendency of a woman, though, even statistically wise as well. Like when you have the court system, there's all kinds of examples. But women will immediately hop on any fucking opportunity. Any opportunity to get fame, money, whatever, in any shortcut or easy fucking way. And you're telling me thousands of them chose not to even do that?
And for the people that are like, oh, you guys are deriding Tate, look at the empirical evidence again. Multiple millionaires and other avenues of business advocate for him. Millionaires, guys that probably have nearly as much, if not more money than him, are advocating for him. They have no reason to. If they're like, why would they lie? Their fucking careers would be destroyed. They'd be incarcerated and they'd be treated as fucking accomplices. So clearly they have a lot to lose in advocating for him. And again, thousands of women said not a single one fucking filed a complaint against him, and they have every reason to. They get clout, they get pedestalized, they become celebrities to every modern feminist on the planet. None of them complained, and the Romanian justice system has been on his ass for over a year. Not a single shred of evidence enough to charge him, besides the 2 lying hoes, which is no longer evidence because it's blatantly proven that they're fucking lying ass thoughts. And they're not even in the country. I think they're in fucking like Europe doing some, who knows, being thought somewhere. So there's just nothing for his guiltiness. In fact, to the contrary, there's evidence that just implies his fucking innocence. I don't understand what the fuck problem is. Like,
and overall, they're still fucking with him and doing some nonsense and bullshit. So it's literally getting to the point where we're basically just pulling teeth at this point. You know what I mean? When it comes to Tate, and eventually, in only a matter of time, he'll be good to go. Everything.
They're gonna have to let him go.
They're gonna have to let him go. And he'll be in the repairing process. And you have to go through all this shit. And what's really crazy is this is gonna backfire on those women. Okay, because what's really funny about this will just further strengthen Tate. This will further make him grow even stronger, make him even bigger. It's doing literally the opposite effect of what they fucking want. They're just dumb. You know what I mean? And 2, what I hope will happen will probably not happen, because this happens all the time, and even in the United States, okay, is I really do hope that if it's all bullshit and blatantly proven wrong, whatever, which it has already so far, there should be accountability for them lying. There should be some punishment for that. They should be getting some jail time, something. Because that is not fucking okay. It is disgusting when a woman, or even if it's a guy, but I'm just saying a lot of women do this as well. It's disgusting when they say they were raped and they were never raped. It's disgusting when they say like they were a beaten up or a domestic violence and it never fucking happened. There's tons of court cases. There's tons of examples where all this shit is not actually fucking happening. Or out of nowhere they come out and say that was never fucking true, blah blah. And guess what happens? Nothing. They get a slap on the wrist, or there's no punishment, no nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the guy, the damage is permanent. He already lost his career, relationships, this and this and that, and now he has to deal with that his whole life, but only get like a certain amount of thousands of dollars or whatever in compensation for it's. So I really do hope there is something with that, because I'm so tired of this happening, or a whole bunch of other examples. And regardless if it's a guy or a girl, I'm just saying more commonly it is a woman. Okay. What's it called? I'm just tired of it. You know what I mean? It's getting old.
Yeah,
you know?
those dumb hoes, when he's proven innocent, should get some sort of criminal repercussion, whether it's jail time or something. That's fucking ridiculous.
There's never any focus on that. There's never any focus on that. And
if they ever find those thoughts, there's somewhere in Europe, I guess.
Like look at Amber Heard, bro. Like she just got a slap on the wrist. That's it. If she was a guy, bro, she would be fucked. Canceled, this, that. But it says she gets a slap on the wrist. She gets comfort for it. She even still has people that actually still believe and entertain her bullshit. Yada yada yada. It's fucking crazy. And I'm sorry, but that's just the reality between men and women. You know,
there's a clear discrepancy and a clear discrepancy in benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
it's very clear. And Tate, right now, there's nothing empirically to suggest he's done the things that they allege. And but to be clear, if there is, then it is what it is. Then he is,
and we'll be the first ones on up to it. And like I said, we're just basically going on what we can observe definitively, you know, with all the empirical evidence, et cetera, et cetera. You can't. There's no way for you to say we're tripping. I mean, it's what we got. It's what we're working with. You know,
this is clearly just politically motivated hit job by who knows what powers, and they're failing.
Like, another example, Naruto. It's like for instance, like Rock Lee beat Sasuke's ass like before, you know, like the tuning exams and whatnot, right? Bullied his shit. I mean, and so are we gonna sit here because we like Sasuke more than Rock Lee and be like, oh no, like the Sasuke would have beat his ass or he's still strong, whatever? No, that's blatantly fucking stupid. We're going off of what we have, the evidence, you name it, whatever. It's simple as that. That's it. Simple. You know?
That's what it is. Like Seth the pedo, like we said earlier, right? I was a bigger fan of him than fucking Swag and all of them, and now he's a piece of shit because the evidence is there.
Yep.
Piece of shit. And his own words, you could hear the guiltiness in his voice when he was on the fucking stream.
Yep.
He's full of fucking shit. But Tate, he speaks very confidently. He's like, nah, I didn't do this shit.
Nope.
It's injustice.
It's just it's shown all around in every fucking symbol on the periodic table, bro. Everything. There's just nothing. There's nothing to show it. You know, like.
And he's very confident that it's bullshit.
Yeah, and like I said, and if we're somehow wrong, this would be some next level Itachi plot twist shit, right?
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like this would just be
fucking,
like, oh fuck, you know, like wow.
If he gets away, if he gets proven guilty somewhere down the line, then he really is fucking. I don't know. He's like a fucking Tom Cruise level.
Literally, like
amazing actor.
And at the end of the day, that's just crazy. I mean, and the only and like at the end of the day, I'm all up for justice, right? So like, if that is true, whatever, blah blah, then he deserves to be punished, blah blah, whatever. Great, and I'm not going to defend him or advocate whatever. But what is going to be worrisome is how that can eventually have a negative effect when it comes to men now, because that will also happen. There's going to be backlash from that, and there's also going to, and that's also going to further strengthen the corruption and incompetence when it comes to extreme feminists as well, and that's what I will be worried about. If that does happen, but
if he's guilty, there would be so much destruction.
It's going to be a lot of destruction. You know
so much, like all the red
obviously
pill,
for the right reasons, but there's going to be a lot more bad and worse.
It would be like
for good men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
for good men, it'd be like a fall of an empire. Like clearly, he would deserve it. He'd be a piece of shit and not hypothetical, but he would do a lot more damage. Than good if that was the case.
It'd be really bad, you know. So
I highly doubt it, but who knows? You know?
So we'll leave it there, guys. But anyways, who knows? Maybe we're fucking crazy, right? Who knows? Maybe we're just, maybe we're just some Tate, Let us know what you think in the comments.
Shit. Yeah, if wrong, call us D-writers, man.
Let us know in the comments what you think overall. You can be honest, whatever. I'm not gonna hate you for it. Once again, I can be mature about it, whatever. Or if you're being ridiculous, I might troll you in a sense, but I'm not gonna hate you. I'm gonna be mature about it. Let me know what you think. If you think we're just absolutely absurd and crazy to where this is unacceptable or some crazy shit, you are more than welcome to debate Jay. Okay? And I'm telling you right now, you're just not going to win. Just putting that out there right now. Yeah. With me, it'll be a little bit more leniency, whatnot. But you're more likely not getting your way with me either. But I'm just saying it right now, guys. Like, if it's that fucking much of a problem, debate it. You know what I mean? Simple. I'm going to tell you right now, there's way more going for him to just not be what you think.
Please feel free, but I doubt there's nothing empirically for your stance. So,
yeah. So, but you all take it easy. Batman out. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe once again on both our channels.
Sure.
As always, peace.
Peace out, guys.